Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Underthenightmoon, and I'm here today to do a flip through for you of 4 really beautiful vintage prayer journals that I've made for my Etsy shop. These are all exactly the same except for the covers, and I did some really beautiful gold embossing on each one. Each one is a little bit different on the cover in terms of the image, but they all have charms and roses and the ribbons, and then inside they're all exactly the same. So I'm going to just do a flip through of one, but I am going to show you the covers a little bit more in detail so you can see how pretty they are. My Etsy pictures came out good, but it's always hard to get the embossing because of the light and you know, just getting a nice picture showing the detail. Each one of these books I backed the image on a thicker piece of cardstock or chipboard, and then I raised it using some foam. So it's slightly raised and it is edged in gold. I used some gold paint, and then this one, or actually all of them, I embossed around the Sacred Heart, or let's see, I have this Sacred Heart. Well, let me show you on each one. So this one, you can see, I hope, the Sacred Heart, and then the embossing is on the sides here. It's just a really pretty floral pattern. Each one has this really pretty gold embossing and die cutting, the ribbons, the roses, and then this one has a really pretty blue enamel cross and a little miraculous Mary pendant. And then the next one is this one here with, again, the Sacred Heart that I embossed. I also used some gold paint, and I will show you that, which is right here, Extreme Glitter Gold. And then I did go all around the edges with this Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold color. So those are the golds that I used. And then this one has a really pretty rhinestone cross and again the Miraculous Mary. Oh, and then this is like it's like a branch with beautiful roses, like a bow. I don't know how to explain that one, but it's really pretty. They're all really pretty. I absolutely loved every second making these. And again, each one is raised on the durable card chipboard. This one has a lovely bow detail with florals. And I just chose ones that I thought just matched the image and would look really pretty. This one has like a violet covered cross to sort of match her garment, and then the miraculous image is there. And then lastly, this one again has the Sacred Heart, and then this one I used just to kind of complement. I think that might be French or German. I don't really know the language, but I chose this really cool kind of frame with roses. Again, the Sacred Heart detail and the gold paint. Some of them I did emboss around the crown if she had one, and so on. And then all of them have the fabric. It's a gold damask fabric for the spine, which is hidden. It's about a 1-inch spine. These are all one signature. And then I chose this really pretty rose wallpaper for the back to sort of complement the rose embossed wallpaper on the covers. And so I just thought that was really pretty. These books are perfect for your holidays coming up and prayers. October, I think, is the month of Saint Joseph, and then November is for the Holy Souls, which I've been really praying a lot for family members that have passed away. But again, this could be for Christmas, preparing your holiday meals and stuff. So let's go ahead and start the flip through. These measure about 5 by 7 or 4 3/4 by 7. One signature, and as always I try to just fill them with a lot of paper and things for you to journal on. And I covered the inside with this really pretty scrapbook paper and the back as well. And then I used this image here, added some beautiful lace and trim. I thought you could put the date. And then I used a lot of chapter 1, some pixie dust files, and just papers from my stash. And some really pretty sari silk up here. The center you can see is vintage music paper, and then each one comes with a card for journaling on this really pretty scrapbook paper there. This is Lila and Rose. No. Oh, I can't think of her shop right now, but really pretty. And I did print double-sided. This is actual scrapbook, sketchbook paper, but you can see I did do a little watercolor and stamping on there to show you that you can stamp. You can even use your watercolors. These I used my metallic colors, and don't be afraid to, have fun on these papers. I stamped Happy Little Moment on the back. This is a beautiful PixieDustFiles tag, and I stitched on the top here just a beautiful vintage crochet little piece of trim. Some gorgeous Anna Griffin paper, and then on the other side is St. Joseph, and the first piece of wallpaper is just this really pretty gorgeous rose pattern with blue. And of course, one of my favorite St. Joseph images, ready for journaling. And then of course you have this to add photos to, or collage, or just have fun. The next page is a vintage greeting card from Irene's mom's house. And I just love the church image. It's really beautiful on really pretty paper to journal on. And then you have some cotton paper, which you can see the watermark on. Some beautiful music paper, some ledger paper, all kinds of fun papers to journal on. I did include some of the onion skin paper for you to kind of get used to it. There you can see it says onion skin. And I used to know what it said, but I forgot. But anyway, really durable paper. You can do calligraphy on here. I did post a reel of me playing around on the onion skin paper, but then I deleted it. So sorry if you were one of the few people that watched it and then it was gone, because I didn't love the way it came out. I'm sort of playing around with the Instagram Clips app, but I don't know, I didn't choose the right music, and it was difficult for me to preview it. So that's why I ended up getting rid of it. Here's a really pretty piece of rose vintage wallpaper, and then just a pink index card I added with a little hand-stamped teapot tag for you to maybe start your Christmas list, or people you want to pray for, dishes you want to create for maybe Thanksgiving or the holidays coming up. And this is actually a coin envelope. It's part of the signature, and we'll get to the other side, but plenty of room for more stuff in there. A little tuck spot here with a vintage calling card and some pretty journaling cards for you to jot down your story. Beautiful craft paper here to write on. I just stamped or punched out a pretty label, did some stamping. Some gorgeous scrapbook paper. I did print double-sided for photos or collage. And I just love, Raindrop Lila, there we go. That's the shop that this came from, and this actually. I stitched the signatures with this really fun blue twine, and I'll show it to you. I just got it. It's so pretty and very, very sturdy. It's It's a nylon. It's not waxed, but it's gorgeous, and I think it's perfect for bookbinding. Plus, look how pretty the color is. I just love it. So I also made a floating pocket with PixieDustFiles beautiful prayer cards. I just love these with the birdies. I stitched in gold, added a pocket, and I filled it with a whole bunch of stuff, so I will show you. So the pocket itself, and then on the back you have another little pocket here, and I just added a pretty little card for you to do some more journaling. Again, you could put a little picture on the front or do some journaling. And then inside the pocket, a beautiful double-sided tag, another pretty little card for journaling. I stamped a little boot on there, a gorgeous journaling card from Cotton and Twig, and then a piece of lovely wallpaper. And this is in the fabric bundle kit that is in my shop right now. If you were wondering about how to use this paper, you can see it goes with everything floral. And this little pocket, you can see, holds a lot. So I really love that. And oops, another really pretty rose journaling card just on the back, just for something pretty. And you can put this anywhere you like. I have it clipped, but this is the center of the signature. Really beautiful, ready for all kinds of collage, pictures, journaling, that sort of thing. Then on the other side, I used this beautiful prayer card to make a pocket. I attached some really pretty trim. There's a little rose and a little teeny cross hanging down from the bottom, little enamel charms, a vintage photo corner, and then in this pocket, again, some more really pretty blossom wallpaper, some vintage ledger, ready for note-taking, books you want to read, that sort of thing. And my soon-to-be daughter-in-law made these beautiful tags for me. Her name is Kayla, and I absolutely love them. My son moved here to be near me, and he actually gave his girlfriend the ring, and it's gorgeous. I'm so proud of them. They bought a house, and she just told me, let me make some things for you. And I told her how much I love Mary and the Sacred Heart, which of course she knows, and I just love that she made these just for me. So beautiful little journaling card. These books will come with an extra envelope, and in that you will get another prayer card that she made for me, but I want to keep that special, so you'll see it if you purchase one of these. It will come in the extra goodie bag. Here's the other side of that beautiful craft paper, and then I used some more PixieDustFiles to make a little pocket. Now this is the other side. I'm going to take everything out so you can kind of see. I'm going to take everything out of both sides. This is the coin envelope. So you can still put all kinds of goodies in there. You can even seal it shut if you had a special note that is, you know, to keep secret. And I attached a handmade charm and some really pretty trims and flowers and laces. It's layered. This is really soft, silky ribbon. I did put a little tab there, so if you wanted to mark the date. And then in the pocket, because Thanksgiving is coming, all the books have this really fun vintage recipe card. It says, here's what's cooking, recipe from the kitchen of. I love the just handmade painted details on here, definitely from the days gone by, because everything now is digital, but those things were all hand painted. So I have a special love for all things from that era. And then some more just fun paper, another Cotton and Twig, beautiful journaling card, and some of that really fun, it's like a faux suede, fuzzy trim that was in the that's in the fabric bundle kit actually. And then in this little tuck spot are just some fun journaling cards for you from the chapter 1. Not sure which way this goes. You could probably have it anyway. Beautiful Denison label, and that's a real sticker. Another beautiful rose sticker you can add anywhere. Another sticker of a label, and then just a happy everything tag that is printed from fabric, and it says friends warmed the heart. And that's just a new stamp I got, and I love that saying. Plus I love coffee and tea, so if you're gonna sit, make a cup of tea, do some journaling, why not have a tag to have some fun, right? And then the other side here, I added a fun vintage JCPenney tag, and then I put in this pocket a really beautiful French doily that's embossed, really beautiful paper to journal on, perfect for a little picture or a quote, something special. I gave everybody a really fun, beautiful embossed frame, another beautiful picture of Our Lady, and you can use that anywhere, that doesn't have to be just for that. A really pretty piece of rose stationery, and that's that page there. Of course, tabs from the wallpapers and help you find your way. Other side of the vintage onion skin. And then I do like to make sure you have an envelope with all of my books. And this is the envelope plus. I just put a lot of stuff on this page here. So it's really just the other side of the vintage ledger paper, but I gave you a little gold clip, and this you can use to help keep your pages while you're journaling. I'm using it to hold the envelope, and so these are really fun. These are vintage envelopes from Irene's mom's house, and I love them. I did a little stamp in the corner and a little label here, but I just love all things 50s, 60s, 70s, so we have that. And then I wanted you to have some stationery that sort of matches. It didn't come with it, but obviously I wanted you to have some stationery to write a pretty story on. And I used this stamp here. It just says inspire, create, share, appreciate, happy, joy, dream. It's just a fun stamp to have. And then I had it just kind of overlapping the page here, and then behind this I put a piece of vintage cookbook, spinach surprise salad, Scandinavian salad, a vinaigrette, rice and shrimp salad. I don't know, I think for the holidays it's fun to have these easy one-page recipes, right? More of that beautiful rose wallpaper. And then on the other side I gave you some pretty pink wallpapers, some beautiful rose wallpaper, and then a little cutie, and another cotton and twig for you to tell your story. Just some beautiful things for you to play with while you journal. And yeah, so I'm going to just clip all these back together, and you can just place these anywhere. You know, you can use them wherever you need. And I always do like to fold these over so that it lays flat. And then more music paper. I did have fun with my Tim Holtz die. It's an emboss and die folder that does this beautiful wing. And I thought that was fun to add to the doves on this vintage beautiful prayer card. And then again, another bunch of stuff. I do love the green right now. I'm enjoying the green, and I just have that folded over. And I used one of these vintage clips, which I really love because they just slide so easily, even over the embossing. Like I said, I do think they're easier than the paper clip. And then on the other side of here, I have these really pretty vintage aqua, they're blank index cards, and then I use the paper punch to give it some detail, and one of my favorite rubber stamps is the pen with the floral coming out. And I love that. And then I made this really pretty fun tag using the chapter 1 tags. And then I have a frame wax seal, and I used clear wax and just highlighted the bottom part of this fresh, beautiful floral. And then I added some vintage photo quarters on the back. This one fell off, but you know, they're vintage. But you can still add a picture, write your story. And I love the aqua with this and a little bit of the floral. Oops. A little bit of the floral, like, you know, peeking through. I just think that's so pretty. And then the last few pages, the other side of that beautiful card, the Anna Griffin paper, which you can certainly journal over. The scrap paper, I used a fun pair of scissors on, gave you a label, and then if you wanted to jot notes, if you have a dip pen or a calligraphy pen, I've been playing around with different inks, and that's just on my private desk. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun to play. And so you could do that on this paper. And then the very last page, I used these clear pockets so that it wouldn't cover up the beautiful paper. My signature is right here. And then in the pocket, I gave you a vintage label, and it's supposed to be moistened, which I wouldn't do, but you could definitely use some washi on there if you have washi and you haven't used it yet. Or you could certainly go find some washi. It's always a good thing to find washi and then be able to use it on something, right? And then each book has a William Morris chapter 1 coin envelope in the back page. I did do some inking and a really beautiful floral lady also from chapter 1. And each one has the rose, the pearl. Like I said, all the books are identical. The lady changes, but it's all the same, with the you know, the rose and the fluff here. And then there's the back. I do like to run a thicker piece of trim so that as you're writing, the wallpaper or the stitching doesn't wear off. So that concludes the flip through of these books. I will show you again the covers one more time so you can see. The listings are already up in my Etsy shop. Of course, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them for me down below in the description box. I do have a few I need to get to, and I promise I will. I didn't forget you. I read absolutely every single one. And then also too, just thank you all so very much for your kind comments, always, whether that's in my Etsy shop or on my Instagram. If you want to follow me there, it's just at Underthenightmoon. But I'm just very grateful for all of you and your support of my work. Also too, I got my gorgeous little soon-to-be daughter-in-law gave me this microphone, so hopefully my sound is fixed. But that's it, everyone. Have a really great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this. And just thank you again so much. I will see you in the next video, everyone. Bye for now.